Night of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
Welcome to Night of the Living podcast, where we talk about horror, science fiction, fantasy films, mostly. I'm Freddy. There's Amy.
Hello.
There's Andy.
Hey.
And you son of a name. So we're doing Walter Hill month, which is a thing. I just sent out the email, that gives the little recap. If you're not a subscriber, you should, because you can win a chance to pick one of the main attractions, and our good friend Tim won this time.
Yep.
And he got back to us so quick. What a joy.
You can sign up for our mailing list at notlp.com.
Yep. So
a little too quick if you ask me.
A little too quick. He had one locked and loaded.
Maybe if he was scrolling on his phone already and he got a notification that he got an email. But I always find it weird when people reply too fast.
I think it's because Tim's one of those guys who uses email instead of social media.
No, same thing with text messages.
Yeah, it's a little too fast.
I love the late text message.
Yeah,
that's my jam.
If somebody texts me, for some reason I don't want to text them back right away. To me, it just feels uncomfortable for me.
Because they know that you're sitting on your phone.
It's my own hang up.
It's an interesting one. I never thought. I mean, I know the telephone call thing. People are like, you don't want to look like you don't have a life. So they used to say when someone calls you to wait to call them back at least 10 minutes.
I always let it ring a couple times. I never answer on the first ring, even if I'm waiting for the call or something like that.
Yeah. I don't think
you got to see that. You got to look at the number first, too.
Well, sure.
Yeah. It doesn't cross my mind.
Two rings.
Unless it's someone I really don't want to talk to. And then I'll be like, didn't get your call.
No, I just don't want to seem too eager and desperate.
Yeah.
That's, like I said, just my own personal hang up.
It's okay.
So you were putting the email together and...
Oh, I was just saying, I wanted to let people know that if you are on the mailing list, you get a chance to pick. But also, people don't know who Walter Hill. That's funny. Like, I think some people know who he is, and those people are like hardcore fans of Walter Hill. Mm-hmm. And then there's like people who are like us in the middle. Yeah,
it's film bros in their mid 40s to 50s.
I think older than that. Honestly, I think.
You think?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know that. I think like the Walter Hill fandom is firmly in their late 50s, early 60s at this point. Wouldn't you say?
Firmly.
Like I think of Quentin Tarantino as not your typical Walter Hill fan, but like an example of who demographically the Walter Hill fan is, right?
Right.
And
I feel people our age, definitely nobody younger than us.
Nobody younger than us knows who he is. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I feel like 45 is the kind of 40s is the cutoff.
Yeah.
To know who Walter Hill is.
And the only reason I know who he is because I knew him because of Horror Hound and because of
Tales from the
Crypt and doing this podcast. But he was never one of those names with Tales from the Crypt, which we'll be talking about today. I always focused on Zemeckis and Joe Dante's name would pop up in there. Walter Hill was never the one. He was always that guy who I'm like, who is this guy in this mix of filmmakers? I know these other guys who made huge movies. Back to the Future and all that stuff, Gremlins, and these huge movies. But Walter Hill wasn't one of those household names. So it's been an interesting, strange theme. I've learned a lot this month. Keep them coming, folks. If you got an idea for a theme, we'll throw it in the hat. He was called, Walter Hill, one of the Roaring Boys. That's what they called the producer team that brought Tales from the Crypt to HBO.
People generally talk into their microphone on podcasts.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You're like over next to it over here.
I'm talking into it.
All right.
You can hear me, right?
Okay.
Okay. I just, I'm not right in front of it because then I can't see Andy's face. I got to see his face.
You know what I look like.
Yeah. Well, burn it to my memory. Oh, precious, precious Andy. So yeah, but Walter Hill, he directed basically three episodes of Tales from the Crypt, but he was the driving force behind getting it made for a large part of what got it under the eyes of people at HBO and got them to really consider it as a profitable thing, and it became a huge success.
Right.
Yeah, I just thought that was pretty neat.
Even.
Yeah, like an unsung hero.
At that point, I think HBO would have taken anything because they were kind of fledgling in terms of TV shows.
I was thinking of the word fledgling too, Andy.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
What did they have prior to this? They had Dream On, and they had
It had some
Arliss, right? Was Arliss before? Or
no,
after?
that was like 90s, late
Was that
90s.
after Tales from the Crypt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They do John. Who's that guy? Gary Shandling show came in like mid 90s, I think.
Oh yeah, we watched that. It was so good. I didn't watch it when it aired, but we watched it. Larry Sanders, right? The Larry Sanders Show, I think was the name of it. Amy? Yeah. Great comedy show. But that was after Tales from the Crypt as well, right, Andy?
Yeah. So I think like Dream On and Tales from the Crypt were like their only shows at that point, right?
Yeah. I'm just looking because I'm really curious.
They also did
now.
like documentary stuff too, I think.
Fraggle Rock.
Remember? I didn't know
Fraggle
that was
Rock?
HBO.
Was it HBO?
The before Tales from the Crypt, HBO had Fraggle Rock, First and 10, which I never watched.
Never heard of.
And The Kids in the Hall were their big series before Tales from the Crypt.
Does that count as HBO though? Didn't it start off in Canada and then
That's
they
true. And then they
bought
brought it over.
It debuted on HBO. Kids in the Hall.
Oh, interesting. I didn't
know that either. I'm trusting Google on this one, guys.
Is it the AI?
Oh, the Hitchhiker series was before, and it's very similar to Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, that's an anthology show too.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Not necessarily the news. Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
That started in '83. And Philip Marlowe, Private Eye, was a noir drama series they had prior to Tales from the Crypt. But
not a lot of
yeah,
real memorable stuff.
no,
Yeah. So they needed something like this.
I'd say. I think it helped keep HBO alive, some original programming. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
we all went to the zoo. Amy and I first. Amy and I had a big weekend.
Yes, we did. We did.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
First, on Friday, we went on one of those historical walking tours that every city has, every major city. But this one was an underground tour where we got to go underneath the city to beer tunnels and shit. But one of the cool things that we got to go underneath the earth to see was a crypt underneath a church.
A real crypt.
Wow. It's a crypty weekend for you guys.
It was very crypty. It's underneath this Catholic church. There was a graveyard in this spot where the church was built, and they said, "Hey, we're going to build a church. Come get your fucking loved ones. You feel free to come dig them up if you want them. Otherwise, we're building it over them." And then basically,
they did.
And people were like, "I'm not going to do that because who the fuck would?" So they left the bodies there, and then they're underneath this church in a crypt.
So you guys are walking on bones.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that, Andy?
That lady was right. We took a ghost tour a couple years ago.
Same company.
And the whole time, the tour group leader was saying, "You're walking on bones."
I was walking on bones.
There are bones under the Washington Park in front of Music Hall. There are bones under Music Hall, they said, right, as well.
There's bones everywhere you look in downtown Cincinnati. Just be aware.
Because they couldn't get the families. They're like, you lazy families won't come and dig up your loved ones and move their bodies.
What an insane request. Now, I get it. It was like the 1800s or some shit.
Yeah, different time.
But I still think that's an insane request.
Yeah. If you'd gotten that, I mean, I can understand why people were like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Just go ahead, do whatever you're going to do.
Yeah.
It is nice that they commemorated it and that they've done their best to put names and stuff to everything. And in the crypt, there's some really nice markers in the floor.
Yeah.
For the people that are under the crypt.
Lots of Irish folk.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we did that and we went in the spooky crypt and it was spooky, but also beautiful and nice and cool.
The church above was gorgeous.
Interesting.
It's like a huge church. Is it a St. Francis church? Is that right?
I remember.
I can't remember, but it's a huge church. It's the kind of church you can get lost inside of with all the little back rooms and offices and stuff, but they're all part of like this old structure.
Perfect for touching kids there.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Nice little hidden nooks.
It kind of
for diddling the kitties.
It's very The Exorcist in there. It feels like very 70s.
Yeah.
And
it was intentional.
Closing.
And it was the hidey holes too.
Oh, the hidey holes
to touch those kids.
Isn't that what the confession booth's for? You get in on the same side.
And then for Mother's Day, we celebrated my mother by bringing her to the zoo, and Andy came along with us. And we got to see some animals, but we also got to see children behaving like animals. There were so many kids there. And listen, I'm not begrudging the children in their time at the zoo, but could you not?
It's the parents that let them run, roughshod over everybody around them. They're like, the zoo will be my babysitter today.
Yeah. If I was one of those chaperones, I would have leashes.
Mm-hmm. There were so many field trips.
It'd be like a chain gang, except with kids.
Andy, didn't you threaten to put me on one of those leashes?
It's what?
I feel like Andy threatened to put me on one of those leashes.
Sometimes you need it.
Or was it somebody threatened to put me on a leash like that? Could have been a lot of people, probably.
Beside there being too many children. Just too many children.
Yeah.
We had a great time looking at all the animals. Zoos are fun.
Little blue penguins. It's zoo baby time, so we got to see some zoo babies.
Oh, there's a little baby gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was asleep on its mom's arm. So sweet.
We saw a manatee eat its own shit.
Oh, it's so gross.
We did watch that.
The worst part of that was it was in the water, and when it bit into it, it just bloomed around its face. And then the other manatees were like, what do you got over there? And they all come into it, and they're swimming in its shit cloud and eating it. Oh, it was so nasty.
Do you know what else we saw that was shit related?
Human. What's that?
The hippo was taking a shit, but what the hippos will do as a way of asserting dominance is they will helicopter their tail through the shit as it's coming out of their butt.
I missed
this. And it
this.
flings it all over the place.
Little helicopter of shit.
Yeah.
Gross. How did I miss that?
It was Mom and I were watching it happen.
What a nice moment for you guys.
It was real sweet. Mm-hmm. We'll never forget.
I saw it happen. I didn't see the actual. I saw the spray.
Yes.
I didn't see it coming out the booty.
Well, no, because his booty was facing away.
Not to be too gross, but
what was being sprayed, I think, was mostly solid, but they are wet animals because they hang out in water a lot, so there might have been some moisture. I couldn't tell you.
Have you seen the trailer for Hungry yet? Either of you? No. Do you know what it is? It's the Hungry Hippos movie that's coming out.
Is it like a thriller or like a comedy or like
a horror movie?
Oh,
about a giant, not a giant, just a regular old killer hippo, I guess. And they're like, hippos kill more people than cancer.
Oh. It'd be better if they casted Mudang.
Oh,
the killer hippo.
It looks pretty bad, but at the same time, ticket please, one adult.
You're into it?
I mean, I like killer animal movies when they're, when they're really trying to make it scary. I'm in.
All right.
I'm not like as much a fan of like the Sharknadoes and stuff where it's kind of, I like a legit where they're like, these animals are scary. We're going to try to convey that as much as possible. I'm in for that.
Hippos I understand that hippos are dangerous, but they are too cute to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
They're real cute.
I got a picture of some hippo booty.
That's going to be interesting to watch.
They're posing with their booties
somebody.
out.
Yeah.
Huh?
It'll be interesting to watch one of those cute hippos kill someone.
I think it'll be fascinating. A lot of crushing, a lot of mashing.
You think it'll still be cute?
Do you know what other poo-related thing happened at the zoo? There's just going to be 3 poo-related things.
Okay.
There's a theme I'm sensing. There's this bird, and I forget what kind of bird it was, but it had like a yellowish orange beak.
Oh,
right?
This was gross too.
It's a hornbill of some sort.
Yeah.
And the volunteer was like telling me facts about the bird. It weighs 5 pounds, if you're wondering. It looks like it weighs more. But he's like, do you know why their beak is that color? And I was like, no, sir, I do not. And he said, they rub it on their anuses, and the anal secretions dye the beak that color.
Yellow. Gross. It's not even brown. You don't suspect it to be shit, but then you're like, yeah, shit is sometimes yellow. Like that hippo turd that they ate. Not hippo, the manatee turd they ate.
Yes.
It could have been human. It looked human to me.
No, I don't think there's a zookeeper up there just shitting into the tank.
But that bird's beak was very beautiful, even though we know the true story behind it.
Painted with shit.
Painted with shit. That reminds me of that show Jail that I fall into watching.
Mm-hmm.
They paint with shit sometimes on that show, on that program.
That's lovely. All right.
Okay.
So that's, I think, enough of that. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, we've had enough animal poo stories.
Turn out lights, it's the main attraction. This week's main attraction is a double header. We did 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt, directed by Walter Hill. There is a third we're not talking about called Cutting Cards, which just is like a joke episode, kind of. Like, and I don't mean like that as in is not good. I mean, it's literally the setup of it is 2 men who can't stand to lose at gambling, raising the stakes to the point of absurdity where they're cutting parts of their body off and everything. And that's literally all that episode is. It's a good one. Lance Henriksen's really great in it. And so is the other guy whose name I can't remember.
I like that one. I did my homework because I feel I was really bored by the second episode that we watched. So I needed a palate cleanser and watched this one. And I enjoyed it a lot more than the Deadline one.
Had you seen Cutting Cards before that?
I remember it. After watching it, I was like, I remember this one.
Didn't you feel like when you see the guy, their faces, all the sweating and the pain acting in that is really good. It's a very uncomfortable episode.
Yeah, tonally, I feel it's very on the nose for what you think as Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Did they talk directly to camera in that episode the way they do in these other 2, Andy?
No, it was, I think it was just those 2 episodes that we watched.
Oh, okay.
Deadline and Dead Man.
The Man
Who
Who Was
Was
Death.
The Man Who Was Death. They had, it was like a weird thing where they talked to the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know if I added anything to it.
Yeah, it was a narrator talks to the camera who is the main character in each story.
The Man Who Was Death that was the first episode of the series.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of set up the tone for the whole deal. This aired on Saturday night, June 10th, 1989. I was the tender age of 11. And I don't believe we had HBO, but a neighbor did. I think was the way I got to see this program. Eventually we did have HBO, and I was mainlining this shit. But back then, no.
Obviously we were kids when it was on. Were you scared watching it, or did you understand the tone?
No, I was more scared watching Tales from the Crypt than I was laughing with it. Although I get the humor of it, and I love the Crypt Keeper as a very approachable kind of character for a kid, I think. Because he himself is kind of lovable and not super scary. But these episodes, I always thought they were pretty scary to me as a kid. So this aired the same night, that first night. You got this episode, but you also got And All Through the House, which is maybe one of the best episodes of the entire series, I think, where it's what's his name from LA Law, who delivered the mail, who he's playing the escaped lunatic Santa Claus. That episode, so good. But you got both of those in June. It's kind of odd that was the second episode they chose to run and in June, but I guess it was too strong not to run it.
No, it's fantastic.
This episode that we're talking about, The Man Who Was Death, was based on one of the stories from the Crypt of Terror number 17. That's Gardner Fox and Bill Fraccio did the art. That's like a super expensive comic now. It's like $7,500, $10,000, depending on
Louise.
What grade it's at. And it's true even of the next episode we'll talk about. That source issue is also worth some money. This episode, the screenplay was written by Walter Hill, but also Robert Renaud, who did The Hitchhiker that we were just talking about, that other anthology show on HBO, which is really good. If you've never seen, check that out. But he also wrote, he didn't write a lot. He wrote this episode of Tales from the Crypt, Action Jackson. Do you remember that movie?
I've heard of it.
That's real fun. the action movie from the 80s. Is that Billy D. Williams?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, thank you. It was one of my black 80s heroes. I couldn't remember. And Demolition Man, he wrote that as well. Goofy movie. There's a guy involved in the creation of the Tales from the Crypt series named Stephen Dodd. I can't find anything about this guy anywhere. Total mystery character. I'm sure the guys at Dads from the Crypt probably know.
Yeah.
So check them out if you want the deep dive.
Did Ryan Cooter did the music for this one too, right?
Ryan Cooter, yep. You got more Cooter, Andy.
I just saw that name and I was tickled again.
Yeah, and it's weird music too, isn't it? Like the score for the episode.
It was very like it's very like carnival-ish.
Yeah, you're right.
Like that type of stuff. Like that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
Circus main tent kind of stuff.
You hear a lot of that kind of music through the series, but you also see that as a theme in episodes with like the circus and the sideshow comes up later too.
So
let's get out the way. William Sadler's accent, it was pretty bad, right?
I don't know. I mean, like,
it didn't stand out that much to me, but I wasn't.
What was it?
I wasn't clocking it.
It was like this bad Southern accent, but it felt it didn't have to be accurate.
Yeah,
because the tone of it was kind of very silly. But I just clocked it because it was not. It feel like he was just not trying. He was like, did it feel kind of like? He wasn't
Tennessee Williams-ish, like kind of going for like a very theatrical, stagey kind of Southern thing?
Like that, and he would just slip in and out of it a lot too.
Oh, I didn't notice that as well. He's from Buffalo, New York, so like I don't know what his natural accent is because Buffalo's a fucking mystery to me, honestly, culturally. He began his career in New York theaters too, and was part of that. You'll notice that with this episode and Tales from the Crypt, there's a lot of off Broadway people, and I don't mean that as a dig on them, but they're like the best of the off Broadway people that were winning Obies and all that shit when they were making these shows. So like legit theater people, but stagey, I think yes. Like Andy's saying, the William Sadler accent feels kind of stagey, but it didn't feel like I couldn't pin it as a real Southern accent. It just felt broad. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying.
I think I get you.
Yeah. So if you don't know William Sadler, he's the president for a while, I think, in the MCU, right? Before they changed that up after a few movies. But he's been to Horror Hound, right? I think at least once.
He's on Deep Space Nine.
Die Hard 2, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was Death. I love that. Shawshank. And then he comes back in Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. So he's a repeat guest. He's appeared in 4 Stephen King adaptations. I don't know if anybody else has done that other than
Steven Weber,
maybe. Yeah, I was just about to say maybe Steven Weber. But he was in Shawshank, Green Mile, The Mist, and the new Salem's Lot movie. And those were all Darabont movies except for the Salem's Lot. So I guess that's the connection. He has a great line in this about the electric chair. He says, they say electric current in the bad Southern accent. And he said, they say the electric, I can't do it. I can't even remotely approach what he was doing. They say the electric current so fast that the brain gets cooked just as soon as the switch is thrown. Prisoner never feels a thing. Boy, I'd hate to think that was true. That last line tells you he's not a good guy.
No.
He thinks he's doing the right thing in his life. And he's the executioner.
He refers to it as the hot squat.
Yeah.
Which I wrote down because that just tickled me.
Yeah.
The hot squat.
I've
had a hot squat or two in my life.
You remember real people went through that, though, and then you're like, fuck. It's fucked up.
Did you really have to wear a rubber diaper?
I don't know.
That's what they say in this episode.
Remember in Faces of Death, they had an electric chair sequence, I think. And one of them, I don't know which one.
I've never actually seen Faces of Death.
They're
You're not missing anything.
That's what I've kind of gathered from the world.
The fake stuff is fun to watch, but the real stuff is just unsettling.
Yeah, but like, if you were naive, like I was when I first watched them, and you get a kick out of them because you think it's real. Yeah. But like looking back on it, you're like, God, we were dumb.
Yeah. Well, they mix in some stuff that is real, but it's really like the stuff that's real graphic is usually fake, is the giveaway. What are there, 3 or 4 of them, Andy? Is that right? That's not right.
Did it go up to like 8 or something?
Oh my God, did it really? I didn't know that.
I think so, but I'm not like a Faces of Death, aficionado. So
you saw the new movie though, didn't you?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay. You see so many new movies, I can't keep up.
That didn't seem like a ticket price movie for me.
And just in case any listeners like, she hasn't even seen Faces of Death. Listen, I was a Rotten.com baby, so I know things. I've seen things. I just haven't seen that movie.
It was mostly boys, wasn't it? Like, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of groups of girls growing up that wanted to go to the family video store on a day when the parents weren't around and watch Faces of Death.
Yeah, it's not like they were easy to find either.
Right.
So, you had to actually like really look for it if you
now
wanted
it's on
to see
Tubi.
Yeah.
It's free.
Weird? So back to the man who was death. The first guy that's executed in the episode, just a quick note about him, the character Charlie Ledbetter. That's J.W. Smith, another Walter Hill connection. He was one of the Turnbull ACs, like the main Turnbull AC in The Warriors. You remember that's the gang that all had shaved heads? I don't know if that.
I don't remember that movie that well.
He's really.
What is it, Ledbetter? Because I always think of that Pearl Jam song.
Me too. Yellow Ledbetter. Is Ledbetter a model of car? I don't know.
No,
it's better.
I could look it up.
That's what it is.
Let's look it up. I don't know what it means. Ledbetter.
Hey, listener, are you enjoying your time while everybody's Googling? I hope so. Yeah. Let's talk, you and I. How you been? You been okay?
When I Googled it, the first thing that came up was yellow Ledbetter.
Same.
So it didn't give me any
I'm looking up
insight.
Ledbetter definition. How about that? Ledbetter, Leadbelly, a seminal American folks blues musician, but it's I guess it's his nickname, but it doesn't really define the word, does it?
No.
Derived from Old English, meaning a worker who beats or works with lead.
Leadbetter or Leadbelly?
Ledbetter.
Oh.
They called Leadbelly Ledbetter too.
Okay. Now the word Leadbetter has lost all meaning.
Okay, so let's get back into it. I'm sorry to derail everybody.
No,
but the story is that William Sadler, he is the executioner at a jail. He's the guy that pulls a switch for the electric chair, and he loves his job a little too much, if probably. And
he's like getting off on it.
Yeah. And we meet him because at the first meeting of him, he talks to us as an audience. And like I said, I don't think it really necessarily added anything. It felt a little too stagey and for me.
It didn't bother me. I kind of liked it actually. I think it was kind of jazzy.
The narration?
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know what I mean by jazzy. Just know that I mean that.
Well, it feels strongly from his perspective too, because of it.
Right.
Like more so than
I just love William Sadler. So I think
really
I'm just enamored of his style.
So he loves his job, but then he's at a cafe one day and orders a cheese sandwich and black coffee, which sounds gross to me. I'm sorry.
Very gross.
Yeah. And just there's like a news segment where this says capital punishment banned.
Yeah,
and
it's just, we don't know if this is California for certain. It's filmed there. It's LA, but I think it's meant to be any state USA, right?
Yeah.
Didn't California ban the death penalty for a while, or am I thinking of another state?
I don't know.
Sorry,
Andy.
And the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the time period is very like nondescript either. It feels like you're in the 50s, but also modern times. There was like a weird, like liminal space that it took place in.
Don't you feel that's true of a lot of these episodes of Tales from the Crypt, because they're kind of matching the source material time period, but without overtly saying it's that. Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of these episodes have like a very noir feel to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. So they ban capital punishment, so he loses his job at the prison, and he's kind of like lost because they won't rehire him. to do something else at the prison, so he's just drifting. So, but he loves killing too much, and he it goes like vigilante style and picks off like freed criminals by electrocuting them.
Like criminals that got away with it or were released on a technicality, like Jimmy Flood.
Jimmy Flood. Do you recognize that guy from Terminator 2? He's the guy who puts the cigar out on Schwarzenegger's chest in the bar in the beginning. That guy died really young too. I think of cancer. Jimmy Flood. Yeah, he was only 48.
Oh wow, that's your age.
Yeah, he looked a lot older than me though. I think you saw him in this episode. He's a pretty rough looking guy. Like he looked like he was the perfect kind of actor to play those roles.
Right.
Robert Winley, by the way, I didn't say his name.
So he gets that's the first victim. He just gets electrocuted on like a fence or something.
Well, doesn't he kill the couple first?
No, Jimmy Flood was first.
Well, Jimmy Flood's the very first one? Oh, okay. I got it all mixed up. Jimmy Flood killed the character who's in the courthouse, like I guess her gay brother. They kind of insinuate that it was a hate crime.
I don't know. I don't know if that was the insinuation. I think he was just an asshole.
Yeah.
And said when he got acquitted on a technicality, like he gets escorted out the courtroom, and the sister is screaming at him, and as like a final insult, Jimmy Flood says, "Your brother's an F word."
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it could have been saying something. It might not have been saying something. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
in the 80s, people threw that word around.
Yeah, I took it as just like he's just being an asshole.
It's just a slur, not a.
Andy's like, I don't want to accuse this man of a hate crime. This evil character.
No, it's just there's some depth that
it gives it depth,
I don't think the show was going after.
Oh yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, a lot of people who were working in Hollywood at that time were closeted gay people that might have wanted to say some stuff. You know, but you could take what value you want out of that. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not.
So he kills good old Jimmy Flood, and the next victims are this couple there. They were having an affair, and they killed the ex-wife. And they got off for some reason. I forgot what the technicality.
They were just found not guilty.
They were found not guilty.
Found not guilty.
Jimmy Flood they wrote the warrant wrong, which is the same thing happened to Freddy Krueger. Right? There you go. Should never do that.
And this one, the couple's death is not as elaborate. He just electrocutes them in the hot tub.
You know, I like
it's not like a booby trap.
I love these actors who play the couple. That's Garrett Graham.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. You'll know his face, listener. You'll know his face.
He was Beef in Phantom of the Paradise and in Terror Vision, which I think to me is a classic garbage movie. I don't know if you guys watched Terror Vision growing up, but watch it if you've never seen it. He's Stan. It's a good time. Mary Warno's in it too.
I love her.
Grease. But he's really funny. And the two of them, and Cynthia Baldwin's the character. I didn't note the actor who played his mistress, or she didn't seem to do a lot of other stuff. But Garrett Graham and her do such a good job being electrocuted to recreate the look of like a Tales from the Crypt comic panel. Like the way he's kind of like over dramatically doing this kind of pulling faces thing. And she's kind of mostly in the water. It's just a great moment. If you freeze the frame, you can see that it looks like a Tales from the Crypt comic, which I really appreciate that attention to detail.
We don't know if it's over dramatic. That could be how electrocuted people in hot tubs look like.
Yeah, you don't know, Freddy. You don't know.
I don't know if they pull funny faces as much as just seize up and die.
I hope I pull some funny faces.
If you're electrocuted in the bathtub?
Yep.
So, yeah.
I hope I'm entertaining somebody. I want to die with a funny look on my face.
For real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that idea too much.
Making this face.
She's making the face that we've agreed not to make anymore.
The next potential victim, we get introduced by a headline on the newspaper. It's a go-go dancer kills boyfriend or something. And William Sadler goes to the strip club where the go-go dancer works, which I was actually impressed by this set. There were so many extras and care put into making it look like a big club scene. So like I feel HBO really threw some money toward this show.
Don't you feel too that this established more firmly the identity of HBO as the place to see tits and ass?
Yeah.
Like you know,
doesn't hurt.
Yeah, like when we grow, maybe you're younger and you're listening, you're like, what? But HBO was the place. If you were going to
cable, you expect that for cable, especially during that time period.
But even in their original programming at HBO, they were like, there was an understanding that tits were expected by most of their showrunners, because they did Dream On, where they saw people were like, it's TV, but it's dirty.
And they had the Real Sex documentary show.
Yeah.
And Taxi, and I think it was the same era, same time period as like Taxi Cat Conventions.
Oh, that was a good show.
So you watch cable, you expect to see TNA.
Yeah. And this is the history that you can be proud to know that you're learning.
And William Sadler is playing, like, the go-go dancer is like one of those cages raised on a platform, and his plan is to electrocute the whole cage. How he did this, I have no idea.
The show doesn't tell you.
In front of this, huge crowd of people that are enjoying the strippers. But he goes to flip the switch, but it doesn't work, and it cuts to these wires that have been cut, and then the cops rush in and take them away.
I would love to know what the investigation looked like on this, because you don't get any of that. You just kind of get that this. It's not about figuring out that he's doing all this stuff. Yeah. It's just about him getting his poetic justice at the end by them.
Or maybe they just like 3 people have been killed by electricity at this point.
Yeah.
So maybe they were looking out for people who are.
You'd hope the cops had put 1 and 2 and 3 together.
Maybe. They got him early though. They got him on victim 3 or 4.
Busted, and guess what? Death penalty reinstated. Just like that. Just that quick.
Got to have the irony.
Well, it's that Tales from the Crypt irony that just kicks in at the right time when you need it for stories.
That's right. It makes it wonderful. He gets his comeuppance.
And then he's getting dragged to the chair, begging and crying.
He thinks the governor's going to call on a stay of execution, just like he was mocking the other prisoners for doing. And then he lays out his ass twice.
It's funny that he thought that the governor was going to let him go.
He thinks that he was still doing this great service.
Yeah.
And that he should, which, I mean, what a weird thing to think about. This is a real thing people did. And then it's probably a real thing they had to deal with when the death penalty was outlawed, was that they were an executioner and they thought they were doing this job. How do you parse that from reality? It'd be like, I was an executioner for 15 years and now I'm just a guy. And I'm not allowed to make a decision about who lives or dies or follow through on it anymore. But I was allowed to do that for 15 years or whatever, That's fucking weird.
But William Sadler's character, he thought he was like this avenging angel, but he just liked killing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a murderer.
Yeah.
That's all.
Don't let anybody tell you different. I feel like we need to give Elsa a bath, our dog. She's stinky.
Is she a stinky minky?
She's stinky.
All right, so that was that one. The Man Who Was Death.
Yeah. And it got the ball rolling. Tales from the Crypt. You're welcome. You can thank the Man Who Was Death.
Thanks, Man Who Was Death.
Then we move on to Walter Hill episode. This is the 3rd episode he directed. We already addressed cutting cards in the beginning, but this one is called Deadline, the one that Andy felt was really boring.
It was not as good
as the first, not by a mile.
No.
Like nothing really happened in terms of it was a little too serious and it wasn't fun.
Yeah, it didn't have.
It was It was just a guy begging for a job. The whole show.
Before we get into the episode, though, I want to go to the puns that the Crypt Keeper was handing out.
Oh yeah.
At the beginning, he was at bar, and he was offering the viewers rum and chokes and a Mai Tai. That was fucking funny to me. Sorry, I had to mention it. A rum and choke.
Yeah, the Crypt Keeper it's fun in little spurts, but I can't imagine being his friend or married to him.
Right?
Being married to the Crypt Keeper.
I feel that would get old really fast. Like, can you just talk normally, please, Mr. Crypt Keeper?
With the puns already.
Did you see the was what Halloween special? Was it Solar Opposites where they had the Crypt Keeper?
Yeah.
Really great. And John Kassir voiced him. It's really great. If you haven't seen that, it gets into what Andy's talking about there. It's real funny. Deadline aired August 14th, 1991. Another sad Saturday night at home for a lot of us. But we had Tales from the Crypt on TV.
Well, you were 13. Like, what were you
13.
supposed to be doing?
Out, wiling out. Going to the dance club. Committing crimes. Based on the story from Shock Suspense Stories, which is one word, Suspense Stories. Number 12. This is before they changed the name of the comic to Tales from the Crypt, I believe. The original comic story was written by Al Feldstein, who's a Tales from the Crypt regular, and William Gaines, who was the publisher. And the art was Jack Kamen. Another comic that was sold for 10 cents originally and now worth thousands of dollars. Screenplay was by Hill and Mae Woods. She wrote 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. This, and she's going to come back in season 4 for an episode called Maniac at Large, which is a really good episode. But she was an assistant to Walter Hill before becoming a writer on these. And I guess she didn't like the writing as much because she didn't really do a lot of it. But she was an assistant to him, but also to Peter Bogdanovich on several films. So she'd been around some prestigious filmmakers and kind of picked up some tips, I suppose. No more Cooter in this one, Andy.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. He fired Ry Cooter. Actually, I guess didn't hire him for the episode, but they got Steve Bartek, who makes some pretty good stuff. You know his music. If you just Google him, you'll know his scores. Shot by Rick Boda, who is the director of 3 of Amy's favorite movies, Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Deader, and Hellraiser Hellworld.
How'd you know?
Yeah.
Those are my favorites.
He's really known as a cinematographer, but they did let him make those Hellraiser movies. And
Somebody had to make
they
them.
were pretty bad, weren't they, if I remember right?
Yeah, they're not good.
So I'm trying to imagine this story as a comic book.
Yeah.
And I feel it'll be a very boring comic book.
I don't know. I'm a fanboy on Tales from the Crypt, so I eat up everything, even the bad ones I read, the bad issues, where they didn't give a fuck anymore. And certain, some of them were not so great. Honestly, there's a lot of issues out there, but I don't know. This is a classic kind of twist in Tales from the Crypt. Like, it also could have been an Alfred Hitchcock Presents episode. There's nothing supernatural in it.
Right.
It's really just about a coincidence and a super ironic scenario. A lot of this takes place in the bar, but then there's the Globe's office, which is the newspaper he used to work for. And it's kind of him bouncing back and forth between this. He's a raging alcoholic, begging to get his old job back.
He's a reporter down on his luck.
Yeah.
Because of aforementioned raging alcoholism.
And he addresses the camera like the man who was death. He says, I told you I'm a reporter. I'm on the crime beat, murder, rape, and robbery. So I come here a lot on business. Hey, maybe I should do an interview with you. He's talking to Mark Helgenberger's character at this point. And, ask her what's her story. We'll get into that as they meet at the bar.
And she says, you know my story. I'm pretty.
Yep. That's it. So she's had a life of misery from being beautiful.
What was her?
The way men are. He also says,
I feel like there was nothing driving the story. It was just him being desperate to get his job back.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was going to turn out that he was going to make his own stories by being a criminal or killing people. But he just stumbles upon a guy that just supposedly killed his wife. And the reporter sees it as like, hey, this is my chance for a scoop. So he kind of I don't know, eggs the guy that killed his wife on, trying to get the story. And then he goes back where the body is and turns out, oh, it's his girlfriend.
Yep. He murders her because she's still alive. He finishes the job.
She's still alive, but so he murders her.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It didn't. He just stumbled upon it. It's not like he didn't. There was no irony, and I'm looking for irony.
I don't know. The irony
Tales from the Crypt stories
here is that his life's at rock bottom. The only person that's a friend to him really that we see on screen is Mike, the bartender, John Capodice. That guy, you know him. You see his face, you'll know him. But he's his only real friend. He's basically begging him to quit drinking, and that's his bartender. His sister doesn't like him anymore because he only comes around when he needs money. So when he meets Vicky, the Marg Helgenberg character, first I think he's just horny, and then he's really falls for her. And she's kind of like, that's not my scene. I just want to have a good time. Mm-hmm. And he decides to stop drinking because of her and get his job back. So he's turning his life around because he met her, and then ultimately he has to murder her to get his job back.
Okay, I hadn't thought about it like that.
That's the irony in there. I mean, it's there. It's just not as good.
It was just, to me, it was just like a fit of rage more than anything.
A fit of rage from who? Which character?
From the reporter. Like he was mad.
He just wanted his story.
I didn't get rage from him.
No, her husband was mad when he strangled her, but he was like, when he strangled her.
It was cold. It was calculating.
Yeah, it was cold. You thought you thought the character was angry at her?
Yeah, because like she was like stepping out on him, and he thought that was his girl.
He knew that she was unavailable to him. He also, I think, knew she was married, right? Didn't she say at some point?
No, I don't think so.
She never said that?
No.
But
because like she was always like kind of cagey about, what she was doing. Like he wanted more.
Yeah.
But she didn't, she was just having a good time with him.
See, so, I didn't read it like that.
I thought it was transactional when he killed her.
Yeah.
He just wanted he's like, this is the murder I need to get my career back.
He's like, fuck, you need to be dead. Shit.
Yeah.
I'll just kill you.
And he had already started drinking again at that point, right? Had he? Do you remember? Had he already started drinking again before he strangled her?
Yeah.
Okay. I just couldn't remember. I know sometimes I get things backwards.
You do.
Yeah. But that's funny that you saw it as like a rage killing. I think it was so much more calculated than that. Like, I think had it been a stranger and not her, he still would have strangled her to death to get the story.
Yeah, see, I don't think he would have. I think he would have if it was like, I think he killed her because he realized that he felt played by her.
Really? It's interesting you read into that way. I don't see that.
It's fun that it can be read both ways. I can make an argument for both.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're dealing with 26 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like out. So much is in there. Yeah. Like, if you had an hour to tell the story, they could have maybe developed that he was a violent guy in some other instance or something.
To me, there was no build up to anything. Like he was kind of the same character up until that incident with the husband and wife.
Yeah.
At the bar at the diner. Like there was no like escalation of him being more desperate in doing things that he's not supposed to. I don't know. It was just very static to me, and the ending felt very abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a super uneven episode.
Yeah.
And that's kind of Tales from the Crypt is notorious. Like when this was season 3. This is before it really, but the last season, 6, I think, maybe 7, where they moved the production overseas to Europe. This feels more like one of those episodes where it's not up to par with a lot of the other things in the first 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This is a very filler episode of Tales from the Crypt, and every show has like those very filler, forgettable episodes, and I feel this is one of those. fit the bill.
Agreed. I agree.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Not bad. Not a bad.
Just not great.
Just not like, doesn't scratch my Tales from the Crypt itch the same way.
You itchy?
Would have made an interesting
need a
movie.
cream?
Well, they made a movie
said,
out of it called Nightcrawler.
Yeah. To me, it didn't feel like Tales from the Crypt either, comparatively to the other ones.
Yeah. Cutting Cards is definitely more in line with the absurdity of the show.
Right. All right.
But I'm glad we did this one because Cutting Cards, has been talked about a lot, and this one is kind of a hidden episode for a reason. That it's not as good as the others.
Yeah.
But it has potential.
Yeah, it's fun as calling the batting episode is. There's not much to really discuss about it because it's just
a joke.
Them, getting progressively more extreme with their bets.
Have you seen Cheap Tricks, by the way?
It does pay off into like a really fun ending.
Have you seen Cheap Tricks, Andy?
What's that one?
The movie Cheap Tricks with
no.
David Koechner and the redhead, whose name I'm blanking on right now. Anyways, it's really good. It reminded me of Cutting Cards in a lot of ways. And John Wagner was a producer on it. Shout out to John. Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt.
We're not closing the door completely on Tales from the Crypt, right, Amy?
Correct.
Because you picked a movie for next time that Walter Hill produced, did not write or direct, but produced, as he has a credit on all those modern day Tales from the Crypt iterations.
And Aliens. Movies. We're going to do Bordello of Blood next week. So look forward to that. I don't know that I've seen this movie since it came out.
It's not a good movie.
No, I don't think it was.
but I have a feeling it's going to be a fun. It's like, it's not as good. It's Vamp, but not as good as Vamp. This is how I remember it.
Gotcha.
But maybe I'll love it this time.
Maybe.
Is this the one with, was Angie Everhart in this one?
I think so. And it's Corey Feldman's in it. I can't remember who else.
I barely remember this movie. I remember Demon Knight a lot more.
Demon Knight, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Demon Knight a handful of times.
Love Demon Knight.
Not Bordello of Blood. It's not talked about as much. Probably for a reason.
I think, did we see Demon Knight together in the theater, or was that before I met you?
Don't know.
Don't remember. I
I feel like Demon Knight came out in like 93, 94, right?
Is that how old it is?
We
No,
did
it's
not see it
before we
together. All right.
1995.
Ah.
So
is that
were you
Demon
guys
Knight?
Were you guys together at that point?
Almost.
We were in 95.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good God.
Part of the year.
All right. That's all then for that, my friends. Now it's time to move on to the other part of the show where we talk about what else we've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Morris.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
your
wasn't
turn.
sure what you were going to do today.
I know. Now I'm surprising you by going traditional.
Hostile Dimensions I watched.
Oh, yeah?
And you watched too.
I did.
This is a movie that premiered at Fright Fest London back in summer of 2023. And then it had a wide release online. This is part 2 of what the writer-director calls the 3-1 trilogy. And Amy has already covered the first part of it called Death of a Vlogger.
Yes.
Which you liked, right?
I liked it mostly. It was uneven.
Oh, okay. Same cast and crew basically made this movie.
Yeah.
Which...
Both of them are found footage.
Yeah. And in summary, I gave this movie like a 5 out of 10. I didn't love it, but it has some ideas in there I really like. And I like the kind of attitude of the people that made it. They seem like they're having fun, but it does not feel like up to a professional quality work altogether.
Right.
There are things in it. There's some performances that are real amateur.
Yeah. It didn't quite fulfill its own promise.
Yeah. It has a great idea.
Right.
But the problem is, I think, and it's not the filmmaker's fault, this is the most ambitious found footage idea I've ever seen anybody try to accomplish, short of Chronicle, where they're dealing with superheroes. In this, they're dealing with portals to other dimensions, several of them, several different dimensions they deal with. And throughout the movie, I wasn't sure what the genre they were going for was necessarily. I think it was supposed to be a horror movie, but
I don't know. When we watched the trailer for it before we watched it, to me I was like, this is sci-fi.
Yeah, they kept talking about how scary it was in that trailer.
It's not scary.
It's not. It's like the characters that come through these portals from other dimensions are kind of cute. A lot of it. And it's very handmade. It's got so much charm to it that I don't want to not recommend it. I think that it's worth checking out to see the ambition of it, the idea. And the ideas are there, but this would be like hundreds of millions of dollars to make, where you would be totally absorbed in it and believe it, I think. You know?
Yeah, it needs like a visual effects team.
Like a big, yeah.
But even then, I just felt kind of like it just kind of petered out.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't, you know, when you're playing that game with the hammer at the carnival and you're hitting it to hit the bell, it got nowhere near the bell.
Yeah, you get two roommates that are investigating the disappearance of another person. I can't really remember the specifics of it, but this person disappeared through a door they found in the basement of an abandoned building, and someone witnessed it.
It's a freestanding door.
Freestanding door like you'd use in a stage production type of thing, but it goes to another dimension. She disappears and is missing through the bulk of the movie there. And then it's about these other characters researching what happened to her. And not a big recommend. But if you're a big found footage fan, you want to see somebody try something really big on a really small budget, definitely check it out. I think other filmmakers will appreciate it.
Right.
That's all I have to say about Hostile Dimensions.
It's Scottish.
I thought it was Irish. Scottish?
I'm pretty sure it's Scottish.
Ah.
So bad that you don't know the difference.
Couldn't tell you.
So bad.
Couldn't tell you. I mean, I know the difference between the two countries and the people.
True. That accent, though.
The accents, yeah. I get Welsh and Scottish mixed up usually, those two, more than Irish and Scottish.
All right. Well, thank you, Freddie Morris.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
Oh, you know it.
The best in the game. You know who else is the best in the game? Me. I'm going to go next.
You guys can't both be the best.
I know, right?
The best is only one.
Second best.
Parallel universe.
In a parallel universe, I'm number one. I watched a little movie called The Yeti. It's new. It's just come out. You can rent it. It's about an expedition in the North Arctic goes missing, and there's a new crew of people going to look for them. Then this takes place in, what was the time period?
47, I think.
Yeah, right around the war. Yeah.
It's definitely after World War II.
Yeah. So this expedition is going to find the missing expedition. And guess what else they find? A Yeti. So that's basically it. I don't know what else to say. It was cute. It's actually kind of fun. It wasn't like, oh my God, my dick is in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
But
I really enjoyed it.
It was batting at my dick.
Yeah. I love the costumes are great. Everyone looks like they came out of the Adventurers Club.
Yeah, that does help.
They're like very much like the Indiana Jones supporting cast.
Yeah.
Kind of characters.
But are they going for that Adventurers Club tone though? Or are they going for serious?
Not serious. It's definitely more adventurous than, like, when you say it's not gloomy or grim.
No, not at all. No, it's more fun than that. Yeah, it's the characters I think were really well drawn.
Actors were good.
Acting was really good.
Do we get to see the Yeti?
You want to tell them?
I mean, is that
Do
a
you
spoiler?
remember? It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Whether you see the Yeti or not, watch the trailer, you'll know.
Oh, okay.
But honestly, like, this movie to me was more about the group of adventurers.
Exactly. That's why I can't remember
the
monster so much, because it was more about the characters and kind of what they're going through.
The Yeti was more just a reason to bring them together and put them there than it was really that big a part of the plot.
Right.
It's a MacGuffin.
See, I watched the Yeti and then I watched Hostile Dimensions, and Hostile Dimensions erased the Yeti from my brain. And I shouldn't have done
if
that.
you're going to watch one, watch the Yeti.
What I do fully remember, though, is the episode of The Valley that I just watched. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Fucking bravo. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, the Yeti. I recommend it.
Real likable characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun to watch.
So that's me. Thank you, me. You're welcome. Andy.
Okay, well, what I watched, it's not horror or anything genre at all, but it does have devil in the title, so that's kind of horrorish. I watched The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, yeah.
I was excited for this because as a gay of a certain age, I'm required to love the first one.
Sure.
So this one was it was disappointing.
Oh no.
Because my biggest gripe is that they made Miranda Priestley, Meryl Streep's character, they focus on her a lot. And to me, it's not the point of the story. And they softened her a lot too. And they kind of put her on a pedestal a little bit and put her up to be this character that's aspirational. And I never saw that character as someone to look up to or to aspire to.
She's a big bully, right? I've never seen the first movie.
Me either. And I always just thought she was a bully.
Yeah, and I think to me, that was the point. That she is like a cautionary tale, not to how not to treat people and to just you can make it without being backstabbing people and just looking out for yourself.
Right.
But in this one, like they make her one of the main, like Anne Hathaway's like the main character, but Miranda Priestley, Meryl Streep, she gets a much bigger role, and they make her kind of toothless a little bit especially compared to the first one. It's like I know that character is a lot of change. It's been 20 years, but it to me it loses what the thrust of the movie is about, and it's there's a lot going on in this movie. I mean, it does trust its audience that what happened in the first one. There's not like this big recap, which I appreciate. But it just moves at too much of a breakneck pace and doesn't have any time for the movie to breathe. And they just toss in a lot of unnecessary things like this romance subplot with Anne Hathaway and this, God, I'm gonna sound like an asshole, but this very uncharismatic actor.
Oh no.
Just bland. I don't know if it's his fault or but they just had no chemistry at all together, and that could have been cut out totally and it wouldn't affect the story at all. And yeah, they just try to do too much. So yeah, it's like it's entertaining enough, but it just felt lazy and cash grabby.
Like the first one's considered to be like one of the great comedies, right?
Yeah, I think so. Meryl Streep got an Oscar nomination for it, so and it's still the test of time.
Yeah.
We should watch.
But yeah, to me it's a letdown. I mean, I can see how people can find this entertaining.
Like Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah. Exactly.
You remember that? Shit was a mess.
Never seen it.
You never seen the first Blues Brothers either, right?
Correct. I can't see every movie.
Don't watch the second one.
All right.
Just watch the first one. There, I cut them in half for you.
Good job.
Devil Wears Prada 2 is a no-go from Andy. He says they should cram it. Sit and spin. Stick to the original.
I don't think he said any of that.
That's what I read into it.
Oh my God.
Andy strangled the Devil Wears Prada 2 to death out of rage. Anything else?
Anything else, Andy?
No, that's it.
All right.
I was just waiting for you guys to move on, but you guys are.
I thought you had more to say.
thumbs.
I had no idea. The irony of it all.
It's you got to forgive us when we do like a remote. Sometimes you got to wait, give yourself a second so you don't just steamroll over each other.
Right. Even though we still kind of do that sometimes.
We do that sometimes still, yeah.
At the end of every show, we always say hi to our Beelzebubs, patreon.com/NOTLP. If you want to know more about that, we have extra content there, merch, shit like that. Beelzebubs are, I'm going to start from the bottom and then go to the top.
Ooh.
Shayna Babana, Dave, Ernest, Monica, Jordache Jeans, Blayne Yogurt, Bill Fahrner, Old Dirty Bill Stirred, Dr. Brian, Branan and Emily, and Matt. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. We'll be
Thank you
back
so
next
much.
week with Bordello of Blood, and then after that, Red Heat.
Oh,
Tim's pick.
excitement.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed when his old buddy